guys like turn that shit down?
You're Unc, bro. You're Unc.
You're that guy?
We are
certified.
We are Unc.
Certified.
Because
Oh,
you
God.
got kids. I got kids. Literally,
Oh, my God.
I'm 43 in a few weeks. I remember listening to Armed and Dangerous. Ain't too many kids that came with us. Straight off, we know Angel Dust. Straight at us. And I was like 12 years old, and I'm talking about singing about.
And your parents
Angel
are like, what
Dust,
the
yeah.
fuck is
They're
going
like,
on?
"Yo, turn that crap off." And I'm like, this is the greatest of all time.
So am I being that guy?
No, we're being those guys. You ready?
Ready when you walk.
I spent time in the game.
What was you just singing?
I was saying, welcome to the Simplistic Podcast, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Prior to us starting this
What are you,
conversation,
fucking NPR radio? Like,
yeah, I thought it would be good to introduce. This is season 2,
I feel like
episode
they
6.
kind of know us if they're scribes.
Probably. I was singing all night long because that's been playing on the speaker.
Legendary Lionel Richie.
I got hammered with him. He got me drunker than I've ever been drunk in my life, actually.
He got you drunk.
He
but
got
wasn't-
fucking-
He wasn't.
Oh no, he was lit.
He's.
He took me to Chateau Marmont.
Oh,
we
love
got
the
kicked, we
Chateau
got kicked
Marmont.
out though. We got kicked out because fucking Andy Milonakis came sat with us,
Oh, legend.
and he was just saying the reckless shit to people. He was just like, grabbing waiters and shit and groping them, and I was like, yo, Andy, chill. And I kept leaning over, and I was like, is he a girl or guy?
Oh shit.
Who? Andy?
Yeah, I
He's a
couldn't tell if
dude.
he was
He's
a
a
boy or girl.
dude.
No.
You're not supposed to tell.
It's when he had like the Halloween cut head.
I thought it was like you don't
Look
know
like
if
the
he's a
whole He-Man
child or an
character.
adult.
Halloween. Go figure, right?
I thought he was. I didn't know what he was at first. I was confused by Andy. I was like, is he a 30-year-old man or is he a child? I don't know.
I think we all were at one point, to be honest with you. But Andy's a legend, bro.
No, he's a legend. Andy is my friend.
Yeah.
And like I always tell him, like, why do you look like a fucking 20-year-old chick? I don't get it. And he's like, but he got hammered, and he started just like wilding the fuck out, and like Lionel was like encouraging him to be on some bullshit, and I'm like, this is the weirdest night. I'm getting hammered.
What were you guys drinking? Were you guys drinking
Champagne.
rosé?
Champagne.
It was champagne.
That's a good drink. That's a good drink. It's
Some
like
champagne
I
rosé.
love Lionel. He's very classy. He's very respectful. He's
So
very
classy.
elegant. I worked with him when I executive produced American Idol, and he was always very attentive. Every time he would talk to me, he's just looks you in the eye, holds your hand.
Yeah.
Just makes you feel special. And I grew up.
He's like,
no, like literally, like talking to you, like,
Chris, listen
I
to me.
felt like I was
He's
talking
like-
to like
he's like-
a like he's a legend, but growing up, listening
bro, he's like
to
this.
Lionel Richie.
He'd be like, Chris,
No, for
I
real.
want you to know that like you mean the
No,
world. to me.
he means
You're like, oh shit.
He means everything
Like,
he says.
he really
He's one of
does.
the most integral people, authentic, and
amazing.
very tangible. To be a legend, I mean, the
He
Commodores.
never took my call after that,
Richie.
but yes.
Okay. well,
Changed his number probably.
no, but no, champagne is a good. Champagne is a sophisticated
It's a good buzz.
buzz because. Like line,
I start calling people, telling people I love them and shit
Drunk
on.
is not-
Yeah,
that
we saw
is a
that.
drunk
Very
is
real
not a good
story.
word.
Not a drunk.
It's not a good word. Drunk is not a good word.
Yeah, because drunk's sloppy.
Yes, drunk is sloppy. Sophisticated buzz. Champagne.
That's
Slightly
it.
twisted.
That's how
What about
music
slightly
industry
twisted?
bullshit
No,
flip.
because when you think about people getting drunk, it's like they just don't have any awareness about
think
what's
like a
going
frat
on.
party or
You know what I'm
something.
saying? So let's say on
bet you know about
record,
Like these two
Once or
sloppy
twice. I
ass-
may have attended one or two of those in my day.
buzz with the legend Lionel Richie.
Like these two
Yeah,
sloppy.
that's amazing. I mean,
Right?
I think like I don't get sophisticatedly buzzed quite often.
Quite often.
I'll get sloppy drunk,
Okay.
but I like sometimes it's nice to play dress up. Sometimes it feels like, bro, if I'm with Lionel Richie and Lionel Richie is like, we're gonna get sophisticated drunk, I'm gonna drink that thing with my pinky
yeah,
up, like the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
thing.
He's
You know,
the funnest. He's the funnest. And then once we got kicked out, we went across the hotel across the street.
Y'all got kicked out, not Lionel.
No, we all got kicked
No,
out.
Lionel does not get kicked out of the Chateau.
still goes there.
He is the Chateau Marmont.
Yeah,
I go to the Chateau Marmont.
So you know this is a
Lionel.
true story because this is his hang. His hang is
You know,
across the
this-
street as
listen,
well.
Well, we love the Sunset Tower, which is across the
So
street.
you know that's
I
what
mean,
I'm talking
these are
about.
the two. If anybody
That's how you know
knows,
I'm keeping it real, right? You know I know.
Listen, if anybody knows Hollywood,
Yep.
the most sophisticated places to go to is the Sunset Tower Bar and the Chateau Marmont. And
He
the
loves that
Chateau
shit.
Marmont, if you know, you know.
You know.
You can't just roll up there at night and say, I want to have dinner. They're
They
like,
ain't get the fuck out
they're
of
looking
here.
at you like,
Who the fuck you think you are?
are you
don't know
staying
Lionel?
here?
No, they really won't let you in.
It's the most sophisticated. It's my favorite place. In fact,
The garden is amazing.
I moved 18 months ago, right on top of I can literally walk down the hill.
Oh, so you're wrapped around the top.
Right in Hollywood Hills.
He's
I
getting
can
money,
literally walk down
just so
the
you
hill
all know.
to go
Like-
to the Chateau Marmont.
And as he tells you,
And it was
he ain't-
always a dream. I lived in Brentwood for 10 years.
Yo, Chris, you getting money like that? Just so you know.
No, it's not.
He's getting money.
No, well, listen.
So if he tells you
how
he
about
ain't
this?
got it,
How about this?
he's lying.
We're all abundant, and money is just a piece of that abundance. But I get life. I'm just enjoying myself, and in my 40s, you know, let me not say unfortunately, because I love my co-creator, my dear friend who I've known since I was 12 years old. But we recently got divorced. So we lived in Brentwood for 10 years. And
You got divorced, you and your wife?
yeah, me and my co-creator got divorced. And I say co-creator
You don't.
because
I,
there's
I,
no
thought-
such
I didn't
thing.
think you were going to get
Interesting way to
divorced.
phrase
son.
it.
Listen, you've
Never
known me
heard
my
that.
whole
Yeah.
life. Everybody in this town knows me married, and I've known my co-creator since I was 12 years old.
What is that like to be that, and then all of a sudden?
Well,
You guys have kids, obviously.
Yeah, we have a beautiful son. His name is Phoenix. But I've known him
it
since
feels
I was
like it's got to feel like a mourning period. No,
I mean, listen, I'm still mourning the loss, but sometimes through burning the house down, you see new seeds and new.
do you feel like you burnt the house down, or you all burnt it down together?
Well, I decided, you know, when I've known my co-creator, and I say co-creator because there's no X about her. There's no X. X is a bad word. She's my
I agree.
co-creator, and I really believe in her.
like that.
And I just, you know, I've known her since I was 12. She's been my only girlfriend since I was 27. I've been in this town for 16
Yeah,
years.
because you never been like,
Only
damn,
been
Chris
with
is
her.
fucking the shit out of
No,
that girl. Like, you never hear that.
She's
From Becky's too?
Yeah,
You
well,
don't.
we grew up in Jersey together.
Right.
So she just happened to move here 3 months after I moved to LA in 2009.
Why'd y'all
and as soon
separate?
as she moved here, I wifed her up pretty much, and we've been together
But
ever since.
why do you feel like you guys separated?
I realized that we weren't going to evolve well together, and individually we would be better off not together. So that's why I say my.
Oh, she broke up with you, is what you're saying.
No,
I'm
no,
just
no.
kidding.
Actually, I mean, I don't want to be disrespectful.
No,
but
no.
I decided that I thought this was the time in our life to separate.
How does she feel when you approached her with that?
I mean, of course, it's heartbreaking, right? You know, this is not something.
Man,
anybody,
I just
when
can't
you have
imagine that.
You have a 2-year-old at the time.
No.
You're married. You've been together for almost.
Chris, like, I'm your boy.
I know, you knew me.
I'm going to be on some, like,
This-
what the fuck
this
are
is
you
the
doing,
first
dog
time-
type shit.
This is the first time you've probably known.
Are you sure you're doing this right?
Listen,
Okay.
Listen, 1,000%.
All right,
And
I'm
listen,
just saying.
sometimes you have to make decisions in life that are very difficult,
He's
right?
making up terminology
No,
for
no, because respectfully, she's my co-creator, and if God said it, Chris, you'll never ever get married, you'll never ever lay with a woman, but I will give you one child, but you need to choose his mother or her mother. I would have chose her.
I love
Nice.
that.
Because
That's awesome.
when I met her in 6th grade, I said, I love you. So, and when I told her at 17 years old, I said, I'm gonna marry you one day. So my dreams came true. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean everything is supposed to last forever, but I knew for the next mountain, for me and her, it was to be apart. And I'm very grateful for the decision I made. So yeah, we lived in Brentwood for 10 years, and you know, we had to leave. So I decided to move to the place I always wanted to live, right on top of the Chateau Marmont.
that.
Right.
So that's the Chateau Marmont.
That's crazy.
You,
Wow.
you know, Chris tried to sign me,
Yeah,
right?
I met Jeremy 20 years ago. Jeremy came to my office. I was working at Virgin Records for Jason Flom. And Jeremy was the next Justin Timberlake, as far as I'm concerned. Jeremy is the greatest pop star on the planet that never got a hit record. And let me tell you something.
chose not- I
This
just
kid,
left.
He was in our office. He was managed by Jeff Robinson, who was managed Alicia Keys, discovered her. So Jeff Robinson we heard the demos first, me and my boss, Jason Flom, Virgin Records, 155th Avenue.
You know what song?
And
Do you remember
Jeremy
what song?
comes
Do you
in.
remember what song stuck in your head?
No, listen, but this kid was a superstar. We wanted to sign Jeremy Greene the day we met him, and literally he stood on the table saying, "Jeremy, sing for the people right now, because I don't know if they even know how good you could sing, but
No,
just
he can
give him
blow. He can sing and blow.
get that thing out of your throat and give him a little bit of some, because this kid is a
I don't know
pop
if I can
star.
I think I say, yo, tell me fellas, have you seen that? My voice is like really rough right now, but like, I've been sick.
No, he's not sick. He's been like making like multi-million-dollar deals. I was just on a conference call with him and a major mensch, and the way this guy closed a multi-million-dollar round in like 20 minutes was very impressive. But I always knew Jeremy was a star. So Star power has nothing to do with how well you could sing, how good you look. It's a vibration. It's an energy that you feel when you're in the room with somebody. So Jeremy his energy took up a big piece of that room, and I knew he was a star because I'm a star, and I understand who I am, so I can look in the mirror and see myself. And when I met Jeremy, I'm like, oh, this guy's
so
a
awesome.
superstar. And I'm like, regardless, even though he really could sing, great looking, energetic, I'm like, his energy is going to transfer and continue to transfer. And I knew that one day, if he wasn't going to be the biggest pop star in the world, Jeremy Greene was going to be extremely successful. And then, early days when nobody knew anything about what influencer was, creator economy was, Jeremy was building businesses. He had this like creator house, and everybody was laughing at Jeremy. Like, what did this guy lose his mind? And I've seen him innovate, build, sell. Innovate, build, sell. Always innovated before anybody even understood what he was building, and he would always try to convince. I remember Justin Bieber was at your pink. Like, you had pop stars that understood.
Kylie,
That's why I
Justin,
respect
all of
Justin,
them.
because the fact that he's streaming live now, Justin always understood where the future was. Justin was at your what's the house in the valley?
Pink Tank.
The Pink Tank.
Yep.
And I always knew Jeremy
Everybody thought it
would
was
be
crazy. I was
successful.
trying to tell
Everybody thought
them
he was
facial filters. I'm like, it's going to be a thing. And overlays. They're like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. So, I mean, and this is all respectfully, Jeremy is artistic. Some may say autistic, because he has this thing about him that you're like, either he lost his mind or I'm going to lose my mind. And 10 out of 10 times you're going to lose your mind.
To do what Jeremy does, you definitely have to have a certain level of crazy too.
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean?
It's Elon Musk, Sam Altman level of genius.
I watched this man on his boat the other day. He had a goal.
See,
and I told him
knew
about
he was
this.
going to have a boat when I met him in in New York at Virgin Records. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be on his boat one day.
Yes, I was just giving him his flowers the other day for this because, he had a lot of people that he needed to call this the other day, and his mission was, okay, we're gonna go out onto the boat. I'm gonna lock the fuck in. I'm going to crank these deals out like crazy. And so there was
How much should we close on that boat?
like $10 million.
Good enough.
I mean, probably like a 4 or 5 hour, split of time. And so I'm sitting here and I'm just watching him work. And I think it was the next morning or something. We're driving in his car together. I'm like, dude, I just got to let you know, like, how much I fucking respect you and like what I am, and how like grateful I am to be able to witness like this greatness in real time. Because to do what you're doing is something that 99.9% of people just simply cannot do. And to watch him do it so effortlessly, and then also on top of that, have so much patience for all the other bullshit that's going on around him and all the other noise that's going on around him. Because he'll sit here and just close $1 million deal, and then, maybe somebody spills a drink on his boat, and he's like, okay, it's cool, like, we'll clean it up. Like, it's just like, it's really insane to see how
the passion continues, because you could tell you're not driven by the money, because you're so excited, bro, to the point where if you don't know, you don't know. But Jeremy is like obsessed with winning. Right. Like, it's like almost like a sport to you. It has nothing to do with anything else.
We should talk about the Halloween decorations.
You just want to win. And you just want to get back on the court. And at 6 a.m., he's texting me stuff. 9 p.m., like when Jeremy's in a zone, like, okay, you know what? I cracked this Suno AI thing. He must have sent me like 15 songs. And like, Chris, I just wrote another song. And I'm like, Jeremy, you're about to like build $1 billion company.
You know
So let me ask you something. What do you think? Like the with you mentioned Bieber and streaming, right? So I think, what do you think the end goal in that is for him? Do you think it's like fan acquisition? Do you think it's just like continuing to build his brand? Do you think he's doing it for fun? Because I would think like after 2 giant albums, like, what does Bieber really get from streaming unless he like loves it, right? Like, do you?
Yeah, I think he's just as culturally aware. I think he's smart. I think he also wants to continue to innovate and trend set. So, fan acquisition continues, because as much as Bieber is a superstar, there's always new people to acquire, right? And it's not just about, you know, him being a singer-songwriter. He's a father, he's a husband, he's playing basketball, he's gaming, he has ideologies about life and spirituality. So I just think streaming is so important because it's almost like proof of life. You can manipulate anything now with AI. Right. I don't know if the video I just watched is real. I don't know if that picture I just saw is real, but you can't manipulate live streaming, right? So I think people just want to engage, and I think people always also want to know that you're on the ground. And that's what makes Bieber so special. He's on the ground. So when I know that, I just did that with my homies last night, and Bieber is doing the same thing. And that studio he's in, it doesn't look like some multi-million-dollar mansion. He's just hanging out. And
he's hanging out with his homeboy. I'm gonna tell you what.
There's Jack in the Box on the table, so it feels like I could be like him.
Because I've been around that crew. Like,
watch the surfboard.
Oh shit.
Damn.
I'm gonna leave that.
Damn, you know
fix
what?
that, fix that.
You know what? I wish I got hit. I wish I got hit by that surfboard, because I would have been leaving. I would have had a lawsuit.
That's a bad.
This is now your $1 million company.
I would have started my $1 billion company with this first lawsuit.
That's
And then he would have said, see, your people,
right?
So because I've been around, like, that Bieber crew was like my friend group. There was like Kyle, Twist, Zay, Justin, and then like you don't have to say anything, but Scooter didn't really fuck with none of them. He didn't, and he got rid of them for most of a good reason. By the way, I don't love Scooter, but I do understand why he removed a lot of those people from Justin's life.
I consider Scooter a dear friend.
I get it. I don't like Scooter. I threatened to throw him through a window. You know that, right?
I don't.
So I'll tell you the story.
Okay.
This actually happened. So I asked for a meeting with Scooter, right? Ken Hurt's office. I went up there, and Scooter is known to be cocky. And Scooter, this is when I was doing the facial filter shit, and Scooter was like, yo.
Okay, let's do this. For the sake of just the way I would treat you, let's not talk about Scooter.
Okay.
You know why? Because I have integrity.
And
listen, and he's a dear friend, and I consider Jeremy Greene a dear friend.
Valid.
So if I was ever on a couch,
Very, very good.
If I was ever on a couch and somebody was telling a story that was
Crazy.
unfavorable about Jeremy Greene, I would do the same thing.
It was about to get crazy.
Okay, I would do the same thing for you.
Let me ask you a question, then, Chris. Let me ask you a question, Chris.
That's a good friend.
I would never let anybody talk about you unfavorably in front of me.
I'm gonna tell you right now,
I would
you just
say
saved
stop
him
right there.
for like 20 million of comments of like what I was about to say.
Okay.
But you know what?
But you know what?
I'm gonna tell you right now,
And
by
you
the way,
can- and-
I might not love Scooter, right? And that's okay. But I respect everything he's done. I think he's one of the
Absolutely.
most pioneering people in the industry. Do I love the way he treated all his artists at the very end game? No, but the industry is difficult. And
The industry
sometimes
is
you
very
got to make
difficult.
different situations to win. I get that.
Yep.
But you don't have to be unkind to get there. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say nothing else.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say anything else
Yep,
about Scooter.
yep.
But I'm gonna say, like, I respect everything he's done though. Nobody has done it like Scooter.
Nobody. He's the David Geffen of our generation. One of the greatest
He is. So,
executives.
anyways, so back to Justin. Justin had all those people down around his life. Now he's brought those same people back in his life, and he just wants to do what he wants to do.
Yeah, and
He wants
should.
to prove that he knows his shit. That he's Justin Bieber, and he didn't need a Scooter to get it done. I'm just being honest.
Yeah. Well,
And he's proving that.
Yeah.
No, Scooter, listen. In his defense, Scooter.
Yeah.
Scooter made better albums with Justin.
Well, listen.
Yeah.
I think Scooter made Justin's album better.
Let's say this. He needed Scooter, and Scooter discovered him, and Scooter changed the course of his life.
100%.
And at the end of the day, Scooter's know-it-all, Scooter's conviction, Scooter's talent, Scooter's relationships, and Scooter's that might that you may not like, that fight, is the reason why that guy has a career.
Yo.
And also, Justin's talent and Justin's endurance and Justin's gift from God and will from God is also the reason why Scooter has built the business he's built and then continued further. So the relationship was mutually beneficial.
I'm with you on
and
that.
They needed each other at the time. It was a great season. Everybody made money. Everybody
what I'll
built
say?
their careers.
I'll
and
say that, like,
they're both incredible
It's
individuals.
very easy to look on the inside.
Yeah.
on the outside and think you know what's going on.
Yep.
Which I don't have a clue, because I was not there with Scooter and Justin. I don't know their relationship. I saw things, but that's neither here or there. Only through my friend of a friend, whatever. But like, I can't sit here and judge Scooter.
Yeah.
Like, I can't say that I wouldn't have done the same thing a lot of the time.
It says a lot about your integrity for standing up and like.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
I really fuck with that because that
that's
speaks a
why I
lot
fuck
about
with
who you
Chris.
are as a person, and it's like I feel like real people recognize real people. I feel like I love that you just did that.
Yeah, I just don't like. I don't like to gossip because it's not godly. And
I am going to tell a story though.
No, please tell.
No.
us.
I have a question.
Yeah,
I have a
yeah.
question that I want to move on. So I know that like you being an A&R, you're very influential in the music industry. I know that Katy Perry just dropped a new song or just got like broke the record for the most pre-sales or pre-saves on
Taylor
Spotify.
Swift.
Oh, this
Taylor
has happened?
Swift.
Is that
Taylor
what did I
Swift.
say?
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. I mean.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Yo, bro, what are you doing? Do you say Katy Perry?
I think I did say Katy Perry.
Yeah, but
you do know that he discovered Katy Perry, right?
Yes, I do know
And
that.
you're
That's
talking
probably
about
why
Taylor
I just
Swift
said
in your
Katy
mind.
Perry.
As if
because
he's
it's on
Katy
the top of
Perry?
my mind.
Yeah,
I meant to
top
say
of his
Taylor
mind.
He's got too
Swift.
much
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on up there.
Yikes, bro. Your head is full of rocks, dog.
Man,
That's
what do you
crazy.
mean? That's full of information.
It's information.
I just got it mixed up.
Misinformation. That's Taylor Swift.
Let him ask his question.
Information just scrambled a little.
Scrambled a little bit. It's okay.
So
I was
you know
about to
what
get
I mean?
super excited.
So
I'm like,
basically,
Katy
what
did that? I was about to be
I was
super
up,
excited.
yeah, but we did do
I mean,
some
I did
historical
knew,
stuff.
I
love
knew
it.
exactly what I was saying. I just got the two different people confused.
Continue.
For a second. Anyways, what are your thoughts on that? Going back, we're just talking about AI and how a lot of these videos you don't really know are like real anymore and which ones are, which ones aren't. When somebody breaks a Spotify record like that, is there a possibility that a lot of these are like bots and like a lot of these pre-saves and whatnot aren't real, and that it's really just the music industry getting bigger?
I'm
and
curious how
finding
you're going to
different
answer this
ways
situation
to
as an executive in the music
blow up
industry.
and break records.
So what is the actual stat? Like,
I'm not
because I don't
sure.
know.
Hold on, Han.
Let's find out what the actual
Han.
stat was.
Taylor
Right?
Swift
This
pre-save?
is Han, by the
Is
way.
it- what's up, Han?
Han. Yo, Han.
Like French Montana would say, huh?
I heard some yay in there. I heard the
Yeah.
Chicago
Hold
there.
on, Han, can you tell me how many pre-saves?
Like, what was the record she broke this week? Or was it number of albums sold first week? Because I do know she did have a historic record.
Taylor Swift,
Yeah.
her new album, it was the biggest album opening in the U.S. history with over 4 million albums sold.
4 million albums sold.
Wow.
Okay. Wow.
That's like,
No, that's like Michael Jackson,
big.
the
Yeah.
biggest
It's big.
of all time type energy in this
which
market.
is what I told these guys the
Which
other
is
day.
she's like literally the
biggest
and
of-
nobody could ever dispute this because I didn't grow up on Michael. I was a kid watching Michael and crying when I was watching him on the
Dude,
screen. Like I
right?
literally was crying
Right?
like somebody died when I watched Michael on TV. And for some people, Taylor Swift is the Michael Jackson of this generation.
That part.
There's not a bigger
I love me some
superstar.
Tay-Tay, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
And
why
some-
Taylor should be the Super Bowl performer.
no,
We
there's-
just had this conversation.
There's some kids
Super Bowl.
that really believe
Tay-Tay for Super Bowl.
She's the biggest star on the planet,
Ever.
like Michael Jackson, and to some kids, she's the biggest star.
I watched
that
a
they've ever
kid
seen in
losing
their
his
life.
fucking mind on
Yeah.
Instagram
For Taylor
trying to
Swift.
get his dad to download the album. He's like, Dad.
No,
I was
and they'll
like,
buy, like, she'll drop multiple versions. Like, this version has an
But
extra
dude-
track. This version has an
But she'll
extra
hide
credit.
Wait, is that how
Messages and all this
is that
stuff.
how you think she's manipulating
No,
sales?
well, I guess it's
Whoa.
let's not
Oh, pause.
manipulating
You think
sales.
she's manipulating sales, Taylor?
Well, if she has multiple different albums with
Influencing is the right
multiple
word.
influencing
Yeah,
instead of
'cause
manipulating.
is like cheating, getting over, but you can't knock an artist for for taking advantage of their fanfare, right? So
These guys don't
if
know.
she-
They
if she-
listen to like.
Do you think?
rappers
Do
that
you
are like-
think that's how she positioned herself to break a record like that? 4
Well,
million
I do
sales
think there's
first week.
definitely marketing strategies, right?
The best
That
marketing
artists,
strategy.
and these are very smart business people. So if anybody understands the music business, she understands it better than most. Because if I know that I have these hardcore fans, and if I add an extra photograph into this CD that's not in that CD, and they're almost collecting these albums like cards. Why not? Listen, you can't blame the customer. The only person that isn't delusional is the customer. Right. So if the customer wants to spend $50 to buy 4 versions of this product, knowing that the music is the same, but the artwork may change, or this one may have a hologram, or this one may have an extra, this may have a secret code that it's
She
just
does
part
all
of
that
being
shit.
a fan.
She
I was that kid
You
who used to
understand
collect
something?
baseball cards.
She
It's like a
engages-
collector's
no,
item.
hold
It
on,
becomes a
pause.
collector's item.
She engages her fans. She does secret messages. Like her fans spend all day like, why is that red? What does that mean from the last? Like she engages her
She's
fans
built a
the
universe.
way superstars do.
Yeah.
Which none of the artists you fuck with do. I'm gonna be honest with you.
it's great marketing.
I love I just don't love your music taste because like you listen to mindless music.
No,
I think I listen to a broad spectrum of music.
I don't think so.
In fairness, he's right.
What? No.
Because the only person who isn't delusional is a customer. He's the customer. So if he likes it,
Damn.
he's right. You can't.
No, but he really fucks with music that doesn't make
And I think-
But that's to you.
To you.
But to him, it makes sense.
Exactly.
Like, remember, when
right.
I was a kid.
'Cause it's subjective.
when I
Am I
was a
that guy who's like turn that shit down?
You're Unc, bro. You're Unc.
No, no,
You're
no,
Unc.
that guy?
We are
Certified.
We are Unc.
Certified.
Because
Oh,
you
God.
got kids, I got kids. Literally,
Oh, my God.
I'm 43 in a few weeks. I remember.
I'm 43.
Okay, so we're the same age group.
Yeah.
So listen to this. Listen to the kids, because I remember listening to NWA.
That's right.
There you go.
I remember listening to Armed and Dangerous. Ain't too many kids came with us. Straight off, we know Angel Dust. Straight at us. And I was like 12 years old, and I'm talking about singing about
And your parents
Angel
are like, what
Dust,
the
yeah.
fuck is
They're
going
like,
on?
"Yo, turn that crap off." And I'm like, this is the greatest of all
Wait. So
time.
am I being that guy?
No, we're being those guys.
100%.
I
think
I
that-
just let the kids do what they do because at the end of the day, everybody got to develop and grow
Oh, no.
through their heroes. And, listen, all due respect
Well,
to
music is really
some
trash
of the
these days,
music,
though.
like even like, I don't really understand.
You know you don't fuck with
I'm not
this
gonna say I
sound.
don't like. I don't understand Playboy Cardi, but I understand why he's a superhero, and I respect it. And I'm not gonna judge a younger artist for what they're putting out into the marketplace, but I do feel that as if you have any influence to promote music, you shouldn't try to influence negativity.
Yeah.
But the kids are gonna find what they want. Just like
You wanna-
my son is attracted to.
I'm gonna tell you that a lot of
Yeah.
that sounds like crazy bullshit.
Listen, no, it's
I
the
love
truth.
you. I love
No,
you.
listen,
But no, it's the
truth,
same
but
thing with
no,
Taylor.
they're gonna
It's the
find it.
same
They're
thing with
gonna
Taylor.
find
knows,
wait.
Playboy
listen,
Cardi is
li-
in the machine.
Listen,
Yeah.
listen,
Of the
listen,
universal
listen.
But here's
Let me get it off. real
But
quick.
here's what happened. Here's
Your
what
artists
happened
that
with
you
Taylor
spend-
Swift.
The artists you are listening to do not spend time developing their craft and really making music.
How
sound
when
right.
Cardi takes
They
4
don't.
years
It's
between
like-
albums and
because-
drops 12 tracks at a time?
Who does?
How could you say
He's a
that? When
customer.
Cardi.
Who?
He's a customer.
And let me draw the parallel
You get in
between
the
Cardi and
studio
Taylor
and
Swift.
you cut a record and
Wait,
it
wait,
takes
wait.
you
Wait, wait.
20 minutes to do it.
Okay,
I agree with that
let me say
bullshit.
this. Let me say this. He's a customer.
You're-
And
no, Chris,
no.
Chris,
But listen,
Chris.
but I'm gonna say something about
We
commerce.
are allowing
I'm gonna
that
say something about
nonsense to
commerce.
fuck the music industry up.
We aren't allowing anything.
Yeah,
At
we
the
are.
end of the day,
That's why
because
these
of-
labels are a
because of-
mess.
No, because of the internet, because of social media, because of the ability for anybody to play on the field, which is a concern for me.
I'm fine with that.
Which is
we get that.
yeah. Everybody can play on the field. That means everybody.
But it doesn't mean
could
Joe. Just because you have a microphone does not mean you deserve a megaphone. You gotta put time in your craft, and that's why music is so fucked up now. Because these guys don't have real label executive A&Rs going, this is booty hole. Go back in the studio and do it
Disagree.
again.
I think it's all world building. Like I think the parallel you can draw between Taylor Swift and Playboy Cardi, even though maybe you don't connect with a Playboy Cardi song like I would, and maybe I don't connect with a Taylor Swift song like you would, is I think especially for Cardi is like the
don't
evolution,
connect with the Taylor Swift song.
the evolution of
I
the artist,
understand
right?
the process
When you
of
look at
making a
Taylor,
Taylor
right,
Swift
and you
song.
think of like you think of those early country songs, right, and now you see
is the
her doing
foundation of her career.
yeah,
Yep.
and now you see her doing different types of pop, right? From
that's called
project to
evolving
project
as
to
a pop
project.
star.
You can see the same thing in Cardi. You can look at SoundCloud Cardi, and then you could look at a whole lot of red like Rockstar Cardi, and now you could look at whatever he's doing with his vocal inflections now.
See, he's
it's
a fan,
it's
and
the
he
evolution
knows.
of the
And he
artist.
knows.
That's his
That's why
generation.
you buy in, right? Whether it's pop, whether it's
I actually
dance,
got-
whether it's
you know
whatever,
something?
right?
I
Like-
appreciate you, and I got you something because Did you have that gift that I bought him?
oh, here we go.
I do.
I've been hearing about this
so-
gift all week.
Oh, yeah, let's
all
see.
week.
So I got you this gift because I really love you, and I appreciate. I get you're a pretty hard liberal, and I
Okay.
get that, and that's fine.
Let's not go there.
That's fine.
That's exactly where we're about to go.
Can you grab that gift?
That's exactly where we're about to go.
We've talked about the music industry on this podcast for 5 minutes. Let us note that. We're on what, minute
No.
30?
I just like because the music is liberalish, so I got it. I just wanted to kind of. Can you grab that for me?
Ready? You want me to do it?
Yeah. So I got this
Let's
for you,
see.
and let everybody know. Show everybody what I got you.
It better have Big Chungus on it.
No, it's.
Let's see. You got to show me first.
Can I get
a hell yeah? It's fucking crazy, dude. Wow.
I feel like you would love that shit.
Wow.
You're so silly, dude. So his thing is I love vintage t-shirts. I sell shoes and clothes. So I have
We sell shoes and clothes. We own the company to get you, asshole.
I have prior to him even meeting me, I started like I have like a lot of old like almost rapper style tees like you'd see with Biggie and
Which is
Tupac
dope.
back in the day.
But he's
And
a
I have a
libtard.
bunch. I have like Malcolm X. I have like a bunch of like African American leaders. So I have Malcolm X, but I have a lot of Barack Obama.
American leaders.
But I'm not political.
That's a
Like I'm
white
not
person,
innately
like,
political
that's
at
a white
all.
person way to say
But
that
he
shit.
kind of is.
I
So
know, that's
he hates to see me in the
African-American
Obama tees. So that's
leaders.
been like the joke of the podcast now.
He's
So I'm
a
like some
liber-
like
he's a libtard.
hardcore like liberal when he is like in an echo chamber
Yeah, I
and a
mean, we
conservative.
I'm sure you're liberal on some views and
No.
Sure, of course,
conservative on some. I
absolutely.
think we all have kind of mixed feelings when it comes to certain things that affect
I want to ask you something.
us and our family.
I think 90% of America
so-
is right in the middle.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
really want to tell you this situation that happened with me
Okay.
with Rodney Jerkins.
Ooh.
And I want to touch on this because, like, I was not going to speak on it, but I'm going to speak
Who's
on
Rodney
it.
Jerkins?
So Rodney Jerkins, back in the day, was one of the most amazing.
I mean, he's from
producers of-
Jersey, Dark Child, produced
one of the
Michael
best-
Jackson,
best
Whitney
sounds
Houston,
ever.
Brandy. Like his sound was a sound. Like you knew his keys, his
Child.
sense,
Yeah.
but more importantly, he had a sound as a
Yeah, the sound was
producer. That
crazy.
just-
And I looked up to him. And I just want to tell you this story, and I want to tell me what you think about it.
Okay.
So when I was a kid, living in Maine, super poor, had no way to get in touch with anybody, I used to call record labels and trick them to give me people's numbers and whatever, call them. I did to you. So I just call you all the time.
Okay.
Right? I got a hold of Rodney Jerkins' phone number. And I just called him like, yo, let me sing to you on my phone. He used to hang up my face, right? So one day, I get signed to Jeff Robinson, and Jeff sends my music to
And
Rodney
Jeff
Jerkins.
Robinson is incredible, man.
Amazing.
One of the best.
And Rodney's like, yo, I love the kid. Let's fly him out to my studio in Jersey. So I get there.
Pleasantville, New Jersey.
By the way, I'm 15 years old. Okay?
Okay.
I'm 15 years old. I get out there. Rodney is like, yo, you sound real familiar. And I was like, okay. He's like, you used to stalk me. And I was like, what?
No way. He remembered
And
your voice?
all of a sudden, these huge black guys, huge, surround me. They all pull out a camera. And they start just shitting on me as a kid. You think it's fucking cool to stalk? And I was like, no, Rodney, I just looked up to you. I just wanted to work with you. Like, you know, and just shitted all over me. Kicked me out of the studio, embarrassed me in front of everybody, canceled my flights, and left me stranded in New Jersey. I was 15 years
Rodney
old.
Jerkins?
Crazy.
Rodney Jerkins did that to me. Told everybody I stalked people and sent flowers to his house. I was like, send flowers to your house? I
mean-
couldn't afford flowers. Are you fucking crazy?
I mean, stalking somebody is stalking somebody, showing up in their house, standing behind their
Calling them.
driveway. But calling somebody, you know how many times I tried to call Clive Davis when I was 15 years old?
So I just want to say that happened to me. But that happened to me. And I want to see what you thought about it. It's like, because that shit has really followed me for a long time. And I said something, I DM'd him the other day. I was like, yo, bro, I think what you did to me as a kid was really fucked up. He's like, man, I'm a man of God. Like, all this crazy
You
shit.
didn't even take responsibility for it.
Yeah, I was like, you need to take responsibility because I'm going to talk about this. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, you should give a fuck. Because when I bring it up, people are going to know who you are. And I guarantee I'm not the first person you've done terrible things to. And that is this type of shit in the music industry that made me walk away into technology, by the way. That I didn't walk away because I couldn't make hit records. I walked away because I was tired of how terrible the music industry was. With people like that. Because now, because back then, they would sign you, rip you the fuck off, and go, yo, charge it to the game. This is how it is. You know, you're brand new. That's the game. And what industry can you be completely taken advantage of by older adults?
I mean, listen, let me just
Strip
answer
to all
the
your
question.
publishing. No, seriously.
No, first of all, I
Robbed.
could feel your energy. So that was a traumatic event, right? That may
Super
have changed
traumatic.
the whole course of your life.
Change the whole shit.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
quit
For
after
somebody
that.
that you idolize, for somebody
I
that
stayed
you
in a little bit, but I never forgot
but
that.
you'll never forget that. To be talking about it, you know, almost 30 years later,
really,
that
really hurt me.
affected you. And you know, I think a lot.
And Rodney, I hope you know that I was a kid, and shame on you for doing that to a kid who just looked up to you. Just looked up to you, just wanted to work with you, idolized you. We could have did some amazing shit together.
Wow.
Instead, you chose to sun me and clown me to be that guy. But Rodney, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're not fucking with my checkbook.
Well, as a man of God, forgiveness is important.
Fuck
So
that.
right? No.
If I see Rodney Jerkins.
No. Forgiveness is important, right? So listen.
No, I don't forgive
sometimes
I'm not
you
forgiving that.
forgiveness is important, and I'm sorry that happened to you. And
but you
I know
understand?
Rodney well, and we've had
His nickname is
business
Rodney
dealings.
Jerk Me.
Listen, we've had great dealings, but I will say this: what people do in the business, a lot of people, they just follow what they've learned. It's learned behavior, right? So it's almost like the abused want to abuse, right?
Yeah, the industry,
And
the
I
problem
do
with the industry-
believe because the music industry was built on, exploitation, taking advantage, owning people's rights, not paying them.
It's been ran by gangsters,
I just
pimps,
believe
and
that
hustlers.
because a lot of the people who are in control of these deals or these opportunities were once exploited, taken advantage of. They almost believe that they have to repeat the same behavior on the next person, which is not fair, right?
Let me ask you something, Chris.
Yep.
You were one of the most powerful A&Rs in the industry. You were.
Well, yeah.
No, hold
well,
on, hold on.
It's very successful, influential.
No.
The only person
And
who holds
they
power-
marched you out the building and treated you like dog shit in front of everybody.
Well, they didn't march me out the building. I left the building.
But I mean, they treated you terribly.
No, they didn't.
No? Can you tell me what happened? Because the story was that they treated you awful.
No, I got in a situation. I got fired from one job. I got fired from Island Def Jam.
Killing it, bro. You were like that guy.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I got myself fired.
So you feel like you actually did it yourself?
Oh yeah, I
Oh shit! So the story I heard is that you did. They were treating you terribly and like.
No. I mean, listen, I've had a record career. I've signed 4 artists at
Some
the
of the
beginning
biggest
of the
artists in the world.
career that were all nominated for Best New Artist at the Grammys.
Who did you sign?
I mean, I signed Katy
Katy
Perry,
Perry,
I
Bebe
signed
Rexha, Iggy Azalea,
signed Iggy
Money Long.
Azalea. I managed Money
Yo.
Long, but I originally signed Money Long when she was Priscilla Renee at 18 years old, and 13 years later, she's nominated for Best New Artist at the Grammys, and we had a #1 record. So I'm saying this to say, I always had talent.
So how did you get yourself fired?
Well, I was in a position where I was being insubordinate. This was right after we broke Iggy Azalea, and I disrespected the chairman of the record company.
Oh shit! No. You
And
can't
I
do that.
basically, called him out on Twitter. So I knew I was getting fired
Oh, dude.
on Monday.
I didn't know
But
you did that.
I put myself in a position to get fired.
Do you
because I
regret
didn't-
that?
I absolutely don't. I
Do
don't
you
regret
feel like you
anything that's
needed it when you did that? Did
I
you
just
feel
felt
like you needed a
sometimes You need
change?
to fight for yourself. And when you feel like people are disrespecting you, because, at the end of the day, I'm Chairman Chris for a reason. I'm not the chairman of the record company, but I'm the chairman of my life.
Amen.
So I don't care if you are the head of the company. You're not going to talk to me like I'm an employee or a subordinate. And sometimes in these record companies, the chairman or the heads of the companies like to treat their executives accordingly based on the mood they're in. So I felt disrespected by the chairman of Island Def Jam, and I checked him. And I knew I was going to get fired. And I didn't care that I was going to get fired. 'Cause
Right, felt free.
I needed to remind him that I'm Chris Anokute. Remember who you're talking to. And maybe this is daddy issues. Because I remember my dad being, militant and strong. And I wasn't able to check my dad because I would never check my African father. So maybe this was just pent up. Like nobody's the only person that's gonna tell me what to do is my dad. So if some grown man is gonna try to say, or, let me give you a perfect example. This chairman, we wanted to sign Shakira, right? And I'm a passionate person. And I'm the hottest record executive in the company.
Bro, you were that guy.
And I'm also one of the youngest successful record executives in the business at the time. I mean, I had a #1 record when I was 22 years old. With Rihanna. I literally A&R'd Pon de Replay before Rihanna had a record deal, and we cut it on an unsigned Rihanna, and that song is the reason why she probably got the record deal, and it was a #1 record. And then after that, at 24 years old, signed Katy Perry. Every single song we put out was
I remember
#1.
you playing me. You remember,
11
yo,
#1
that was
records in a row.
crazy.
So I was always gifted. Let me just finish the story. So now I'm at Universal because we sold, Katy Perry tied Michael Jackson for the most #1s in the history of recorded music. Wow. I was in a 3-year contract, and my contract is up at Virgin Records. And Katy Perry's the biggest star in the world, so I had to go get I had to get to the money.
Is there something that all of these artists like have in common that you've noticed that kind of like is a core factor for like their foundation?
I can only speak for the ones I personally signed and worked for, like in that capacity. I didn't sign Rihanna. I A&R'd Pond to Replay. Okay, I found the beat. My songwriter wrote the song, smoking a Newport cigarette in her car in front of my house in New Jersey. And my boy, Nick Nastasi, recorded a demo. And my lawyer introduced us, who was also Rihanna's lawyer, to Robin Fenty, who was a 15-year-old living in Connecticut with her producers developing her demos.
Crazy.
I signed Katy Perry. The thing I noticed in all the artists that I signed, Bebe Rexha, Iggy, and also Priscilla Renee at 18 years old, who then became Money Long at 30 years old and went to the Grammys, Best New Artist, and won a Grammy, was they were songwriters. They were songwriters, and they had a very special tone. There's something about Katy's frequency in her voice. There's something about the frequency in Bebe Rexha's voice. There's something about Tracy Chapman, Bob Marley, Jay-Z,
Is it confidence?
Eminem. It's a common denominator in stars. It's you know their voice when you hear it. If you hear somebody on the radio and you don't know who they are, then they're not a star. But when you hear Alanis Morissette, you know it's Alanis. When you hear Katy, whether you like, you know it's
I think Katy's one of the best pop artists of all time.
So it's that texture in your voice that's so defining, and also the ability to write your songs. Because to me, I believe all artists, if you're truly a recording artist that has an intention and a purpose, you should be able to write or at least co-write your songs.
I remember you playing me when you were trying to sign me. You played me "I Kissed a Girl."
I played everybody.
And you were like, "Yo, what do you think of this song?"
I Kissed a Girl.
Hold on, I'm trying to think of the story. There was a story. You were like, "Yo, something happened with that record specifically. I think no one believed in that record," and you were like, "Nobody believes in this record."
It's an amazing song.
And I was like, Chris,
listen, this is the
I remember
truth.
looking at you going, Chris, that record's a
It's a
fucking
smash,
Sorry, did you do "You're So Gay" and You Don't Even Like
We
Boys
put out-
too?
That was the first
That was before,
EP.
right?
Yeah, so we put out this EP called "You're So Gay," just to kind of open up the press for Katy. And Perez Hilton was talking about her. Madonna talked about her on a radio interview in the UK. But we just wanted to give her some type of foundation, so we had to put out this EP first. But the truth is, I kissed a girl, and this is a fact at the end of the day because I was there.
Tell me a story about that song.
Katy and I are dear friends, and I always believed in Katy, and I worked for
Did she get
Katy.
you that Rolex?
She did.
No way.
She
Did
did.
you know that, or was that just
No, I
coincidental?
posted about it, so maybe you saw it. But
And then you told me about it.
She did get me this. She's always been a dear friend, but listen, at the end of the day, like, I worked for Katy Perry. I didn't work for Virgin Records. I never worked for the record company. I'm loyal to the artist. Every single company I ever worked
you
for,
and Katy's relationship's
I worked
amazing.
for the artist, right? So I worked for her. So I'm always going to lay on the sword for Katy. I don't care.
Tell me about the record. Tell me
the
how you came across this record.
Listen, she wrote the record. She co-wrote it. We put her in
Tell
the
me how
stu-
you got the beat. Tell
No,
me
but
the
listen,
story.
I'm going to tell you the story of how the song became what it is. It was resilience, and it was also luck and the grace of God at the same time. When Katy co-wrote "I Kissed a Girl" with Luke and Max.
That's right.
Now, Jason Flom, the chairman of the record company, put her in the studio with Luke and Max. She already met Luke and Max when she was formally signed to Columbia Records and dropped. She was dropped 3 times. Right. But Jason, because of his relationship with Luke, convinced Luke and Max to go back in the studio with Katy, and we made them a significant offer to work on the record, right? Now, they produced these 2 songs, Hot and Cold, Kissed a Girl. And I remember when we cut "I Kissed a Girl" and I walk in and we start playing the records, and I'm the type of person, I'm the young A&R guy.
Running around the room,
I'm
dude.
20, like
Like
I'm
a Tasmanian devil.
Every time
I remember that about you.
Every
Be
time
like,
Katy comes to New York, I'm walking her around the entire building.
Yeah.
She's sitting in my office with her acoustic guitar, and I'm taking her to every intern, every assistant. I'm taking her downstairs to the finance department. I'm taking her to I'm just working the building, because at the end of the day, this girl was dropped 3 times. So it's not like she's like the biggest priority, but she's my first signing. So I'm excited about her, and I believed in her unconditionally. Like, this is going to be the biggest star in the world. And we had to make a deal for those 2 songs that were very expensive, and the head of the company didn't want to pay for "I Kissed a Girl." He said it's not a hit, and it'll never get played in the Bible Belt, and we're not going to put out this song. We want "Hot and Cold," and we want him to go back in the studio and give us another record, because we did a 2-song deal. And I said, I Kissed a Girl is the biggest song I ever heard in my life. This song is a hit. And now I'm 24 years old. Now that's why I say listen to the kids. They're 40, 50 something years old. And we're the young kids saying, no, I Kissed a Girl is the record. And listen to this. Luke was working with Jimmy Iovine on the Pussycat Dolls in terms of like potentially going in. And Luke said, listen, I don't care. You're going to pay me for the record. You guys did a 2-song deal. And if you don't want the record, I'm just going to cut it on. I'm like, you can't cut Katy's song. She co-wrote it, bro. He's like, I don't care. If you're not paying me for the record, Jimmy Iovine wants it for the Pussycat Dolls. So I had to literally tell the head of the company, like, listen, if we don't pay Luke for this song, he's going to shop it. And it's going to be a single on the Pussycat Dolls. Now, obviously, I'm sure Luke was threatening or sometimes just trying to hype me up.
Dr. Luke is that guy.
But this is the truth. So we took the song off the table because, you know, the competitiveness of the label heads. I'm not going to lose this record to Jimmy Iovine. This is my record. So, no, it's Katy's record. She co-wrote the song. Now, it's still not going to be the first single. So I'm literally working this song around the entire building, hoping this song comes out because I know this song. We put out You're So Gay. You're So Gay, the EP, wasn't like a breakout success, but to me, it opened up some press doors. Sure. Perez Hilton was talking about her. Madonna talked about the You're So Gay EP on an interview. So I'm like, okay, this is going to go. The head of the company gets fired. Katy Perry was not coming out. Like, I'm telling you right now, there wasn't an energy of, we're going to put the whole machine behind this girl. Let's go. Let's swing for the fences. The head of the company gets fired. So in the midst of not having anybody in charge of the label, we just had to like put out these records on these developing artists. I mean, Virgin was an ice cold record company. They were in a very bad deal with Mariah Carey on that Glitter project. Remember that Glitter disaster that like, cost $70 million? Janet Jackson was still on the label but not making records. We had a few records from like 30 Seconds to Mars that was doing well, this new band with Jared Leto and this new artist KT Tonsil, but they haven't broken a new legitimate pop star probably since this girl Stacey Orico, which was years back. So my friend, me working the building, being that kid, and listen to this. That's why Jeremy reminded me a lot like myself because Jeremy was fearless.
I get it.
I was the type of kid, they would say, you're the A&R kid. You're not supposed to talk to the radio department. You're the A&R kid. You're not supposed to talk to the head business affairs guy. You're the A&R kid. You're not supposed to talk to the project manager. Let them do their job. Stay in your lane, kid. And I didn't care. I went around the building talking to everybody. So in my relationship of talking to Dennis Reese, who's the head of pop promotion, who became my good friend because I was the type of person who would basically light them up. I was the type of person who would basically hype everybody in the company and like be energetic. And when you weren't supposed to play X artists, because I was working for Joss Stone at the time, who was the biggest artist in the label, Stacey Orico, who was another big artist at the time, you're not supposed to play the records for anybody in the company except A&R and the boss because you don't want them to like weigh in. I was the person playing Katy's music for everybody. I love that. And Dennis Reese, the head of promotion, said, my best friend is the program director at a station called The River in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Bingo, Bible Belt.
Which is the Bible Belt.
Which is the Bible Belt. So he said, I'm going to play this record for my friend, the program director, and I'm going to tell him to add it in overnights. And he shipped the record to Chattanooga, Tennessee, and got the record added. And this is historical information.
This is crazy.
And they added I Kissed a Girl, and after 7 days, it was #1 phones. At time, radio phones is very important. When the phone rings, and if you hear a song and that phone rings, you know you got a hit. And I'm telling you right now, 11 #1 since.
Wow.
From that time forward,
crazy.
Katy Perry was on a world dominational train to the biggest star on the planet. And she had 11 #1 records in a row. To the point where it was so big, she tied Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, the king of pop. That girl, Katherine Hudson from Santa Barbara, who barely graduated from high school, was dropped 3 times from 3 record companies, tied Michael Jackson for the most #1s in the history of recorded music on one album. And let me tell you this, that album that we did, Teenage Dream, we did a repackage We had 5 #1 Hot 100 singles. California Girls, Teenage Dream, The One That Got Away, E.T.,
E.T. was amazing.
E.T., TGIF. The repackage of that album had Wide Awake and Pardon Me, which were also #1. So if we didn't do a repackage on Teenage Dream, and if Katy Perry added the 2 songs from the repackage on the main album, Katy Perry would hold the record for the most number ones on one album in the history of recorded music. So to me, it don't get better than that. So my music industry experience is like,
That's
thank
amazing.
God.
That's
By the
crazy.
way,
Did you
first
ever
of all-
see another artist like where you thought maybe you sit down with them and you think they have all the intangibles, they have everything, you fell in love with them, and then for some reason maybe either they went to another label or that record didn't go, like, they didn't get out, they didn't
The only
hit.
other artist, listen to this. The only other artist, and this is, I lived vicariously through him, and I mourn the old him.
Who?
When I was an assistant at Def Jam, I was an A&R admin, and I was the person that would give everybody their checks, producers. Omari West,
Oh,
Kanye. I saw it in Kanye. When Kanye used to play his records, and
know.
Kanye used to sit in that cubicle and basically talk so much that people wanted to escort him out the building. That was the first time, and this is obviously pre-me, like giving Rihanna upon the replay and working for Katy, but this is literally the first time I ever saw myself in somebody in my entire career. And I almost lived vicariously through that energy I experienced as an assistant. I channeled that guy, Omari.
Chris.
And when I saw him become a star, I'm like, I could do anything I want because I saw it.
That is why people like me and you exist, by the way. Like, that is why, like, I'm from a trailer park, and no one thought I was going to do the shit I'm doing now. I continue to break rules every single day because I'm not a rule follower.
Yep.
I remember getting an offer from Def Jam by pretending to be the intern.
You had to, right? That's
Yeah,
the type of
you
person
know what
we
I'm
were.
saying?
We just knew that we were destined to do something great. And if
You
you
have
got
to
to
break
fake
the
it till you
rules.
make it, break the rules.
gotta
If
break the rules.
If you got to stalk Rodney Jerkins.
Right. you gotta break the
Bro,
rules.
listen.
Like, this is what, if you want to know how to win, the rule to winning, it's very, very simple. Do what no one else will.
Yeah.
Do what no one else will.
Humiliate yourself if you have to.
Be okay. Be okay with, like, because people are like, these annoying people.
No, you know
And now
how
they're
many
like, oh,
times
we always knew.
you
It's
know
like,
how
get the
many
fuck
times
out
I
of
was
here.
told
First
you
you're
talk too
crazy,
much, you're annoying.
then you're a genius.
Yep. You got to do things that put yourself in, they call it luck, and I call it purpose, destiny, God's will. And that's when preparation meets opportunity. I was a student of the game. I used to read every single credit. I used to buy CDs, and I used to
too.
look at every single credit.
I used to watch behind
see
the
what
music and
record
call
companies-
people.
No, honestly, I used to look at the yellow pages to see who was doing what. So we are definitely in line on that.
do you of those 11 number ones that Katy Perry went
That I was
on,
a part. That I was a part.
do you have a
of,
favorite
and she
other
went
than
on to
"Kiss the Girl"?
No, listen. The favorite song. I mean, for me, my favorite number one that Katy Perry has had is The One That Got Away.
That's such a great song.
Why?
In another life, I would be your girl.
Such a good
just,
melody.
It just makes you feel like empathy for loss. The loss
tell
of
you, Chris
something, the loss of a
Anokute-
dream, the
Chris
loss of
Anokute-
a partner, like the one that got away, like in another life.
Yeah.
Like
Chris
I would be with your
Anokute,
girl.
Dr. Luke, and Katy Perry are
Max
not
Martin.
to be, are not, and Max Martin are not to be fucked with.
And we got to add.
I'll tell you
Stargate
that
in there.
right now.
And it's so crazy. You know, I sometimes look at the history.
You see Stargate? Is that what you-
Stargate, because
Yeah, that was
Stargate did play
crazy. Those two?
They had that one record. I mean, listen, Luke and Max. And everybody in between, Greg Wells and Sam Hollander, and you know all the people that worked for her, Glenn Ballard, The Matrix, that were a part of her history. But I will say, just as a record executive, right, to know that God used me as a vessel to be a part of history, right? Like, I could play you the demo for Ponder Replay. So to hear Rihanna sing that song and have it go #1 is a blessing that God gave me an opportunity to be
This
a
is my
vessel.
favorite interview.
When do you
so far,
when do
by
you
the
think
way.
you think Rihanna will drop?
Listen,
or do you
she
think
doesn't
she's just
need to
going to keep
drop.
building?
She doesn't need to
She
drop.
has so much money and makeup. She don't give a fuck.
It's like
So will she? I get she doesn't need to,
If she
but
does drop, I would just drop like you can't even stream my songs
on some Prince.
Like you can't even stream it. You got to literally go buy it. Like because this is art. Like that girl is. I mean, many artists. Like there's something about that girl, Robin Fenty. It's not by a coincidence she's a billionaire or she built a $1 billion brand with Fenty, but no artist is more channeled, and this is a fact. No artist on the planet is more channeled than Beyonce. And I'm telling you, what you may consider the biggest stars in the world, whether it's Kanye, whether it's Beyonce, whether it's Taylor Swift, whether it's Katy, I'm sure when Rihanna's in the room, everybody knows that's the biggest star on the planet. Yeah. And every artist, I mean, Taylor Swift may have talked about this a few times. Yeah. Like I've seen it with my own eyes.
Rihanna or Rihanna?
With Rihanna.
Yeah.
I've seen it. No, I've seen Rihanna. I've seen Rihanna around the biggest stars in the world. I've seen her around like, let me put it like this. I've seen her in rooms with Jay-Z, with Beyonce, and some of the biggest luminaries in the world.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos included. And it's about energy. It's all spiritual.
Yeah.
When I tell you,
energy.
the energy in the room is all pushed towards Rihanna. Everybody's energy, every civilian in that room. I've seen Rihanna in rooms with the biggest luminaries, from Bezos to Beyonce in the same room. And I'm letting you know, it has nothing to do with record sales. It has nothing to do with how many #1s you got. It has everything to do with star power. And star power is an authenticity. That girl is the most authentic human being in the music business. She's the biggest star in the world. Wow. Now, yeah, I said Taylor Swift is the Michael Jackson of this generation in terms of commerce and ability to sell these tickets and tour. But in terms of that spiritual energy of star power,
Yeah, Rihanna's got
Rihanna's
some
the biggest
records.
star on the planet.
Do you have someone that's coming up that you really like right now that you're paying attention to that you think could potentially like take her place when Rihanna's ready to retire and kind of move on?
Listen, I don't
What?
think anybody could take anybody's
No,
place.
no shot.
But I think there's no, you can't take Michael Jackson's place. You can't take Katie's place. You can't take Eminem's place.
who's the next
But
star
who's the next
star?
star?
Like star.
In terms of from what I feel, and this is just a feeling, like in terms of like the way I feel when I see them on a screen.
Star.
There isn't one.
Ooh.
Yep.
There isn't one.
Thank you.
And I
Mic
don't know
drop.
if there will ever be one. I don't think with the.
I was just talking to
I don't
Jada.
think there. I'm really thinking
No,
about
listen,
this.
listen,
I, don't
I
think
was
there
just
will
talking to-
ever be one again because of the democratization of media.
Listen, me and Jada Pinkett Smith are like really good friends. Not to name drop. We talk like.
I know you are.
How many times?
I know you are.
How many times do me and Jada talk a day?
What time we got right? Real
2
quick.
3 times a day.
2 or 3 times a day.
12, 48.
Okay, I got 7 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay. So me and Jada talk like 2 or 3 times a day. And she said to
About
me,
everything, though.
Yeah, about everything. It could be from fucking like,
Yeah.
yo, I bought this candle, you should smell it, whatever. She's like, you'll never see
Never.
the type of stars of a Will Smith or a Taylor
Ever.
Swift again because they don't exist
They don't
anymore.
exist. Well, it can't exist. There's just information overload. There's too much. There's too much. There's too much. There's too much. So to be honest, it's not even about being it's about niches now. It's about
I was just about to
building
say, it
your
feels
own
like everything is so
ecosystem.
niche now.
It's about
Yeah.
finding your own core tribe and being a star to your community. But in terms of being a global superstar where it's like almost like unlike anything I've ever seen, I can't believe this person is real. That will never, ever happen again in the history of humanity.
I have
But
one
I
more
kind of
que-
feel
I
like
have-
that's
hold on, I
better
have one more
for
question
art.
before you go.
Probably not for business,
Well,
but
yeah.
for art,
Well,
right?
it's better
Because everyone can find what they
everybody
want.
can find their niche. Everybody could play. But listen, I still want to go to the championship.
Right.
I still believe in magic. So to me,
Magic.
I
Look.
still believe in fairy tales and show business.
Yeah.
So I'm not into it. I'm not into this new generation because I'm attracted to stars.
Thank
I'm
you.
attracted to lights.
Show me some
camera,
stars.
Action, showbiz. I'm attracted to the unveiling
Exactly.
behind the stage, and I miss it. So that's why I'm not mourning the loss of the past, but I miss the past because that's what I got into the record business for. I got into the record business. I got into the record business.
And that's
because
why
of the
you know,
show, the magic,
and
the
that's
mystery.
And just
I
so you
love
know,
it. I love
and
it.
that's why you will come and build Ecco Music with me. Just so you know, that's gonna happen. I'm
just
gonna
tell
make
him I love
I'm
this
gonna make you an
energy. I
offer.
love it.
I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. But before we do it, there again, we're gonna wrap it up. I think Han had a question he wanted to
Yeah.
ask you.
Please.
Han, do you want to come over and sit over here for a second? I'm gonna let Han sit right next to you for a second. He has
Okay.
a couple questions.
Han, I got 5 minutes. I got to be on this call at 1 p.m.
We got you. We'll wrap right after this.
Big Han.
Come on, Han. Yes. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you as well.
Pleasure.
Hey, let's clap it up for Han, guys.
Yeah,
Clap
give
it
it
up.
up.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Big
Let's go.
Han.
Alright, so
Oh, we
Yeah,
got-
get the mic up.
yeah.
are you familiar with Pokemon?
Am I familiar with Pokemon? No, but I'm familiar with the brand
The brand?
and how
Okay.
big it is.
Yes.
Yes.
So I want you to have a listen to some of the opening for the Pokemon, like just for like a few quick seconds.
Okay.
And I want you to rank them from 1 to 4, from your favorite to your least favorite.
Okay.
And so let's start with this one.
You know this, Tyler.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I got you.
All right, so there's that.
Okay.
Like Tyler knows.
Okay.
This is a little bit before my time, but I mess with it. Oh yeah,
That's number 1 to me.
yeah it is.
Okay.
That makes you want to jump through a window.
That's minor. So that's number 4. So
That's number 4. Okay.
So that's number 4. The last
Okay.
one was number 1. The first one was number 2. The second one was number 3.
Okay.
What makes you like the third one so much that
The
you say?
third
Because
one
you
felt
immediately were like,
aspirational. It felt uplifting to me, and I'm a very glasses half full person. So I'm a major person. When I look at that cup is always half full to me. I'm not a pessimist. I'm an optimist in life. So I like major chords that feel uplifting and angelic. That last chord was minor. Minor brings me down.
See, and it's funny that you say that because that last chord is for the intro of the games, right? So you almost hear, when you hear that sound kick in, you're almost supposed to think, wow, I'm starting this journey.
What, the fourth one?
The fourth one. I'm,
Well, that's
I'm
minor.
13
It just
years
feels-
old.
it
I'm
feels a
13
little-
years old. I'm embarking on this journey. And the one that you like the most was the battle sound. So that's when you're getting ready to essentially dogfight creatures with other teenagers.
Interesting.
You know, so it's almost like sonically you're connecting with it, but the
spiritually-
chords are messing you up for
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
major and what's minor, right? And I almost wonder if that's like intentional.
No, listen, I just resonate to major uplifting energy.
sound.
Yeah.
Anything that feels down and mellow and minor, it just doesn't speak to my spirit.
Han,
and
can
my
you play
vibration.
Eterna Forest really quick for me? You might hate this because this is super mellow, but this is probably my all-time
still
favorite
Pokemon?
Pokemon right here. This will change your life. These chords, bro. And given you got to think they did this on old hardware.
That's brilliant. That's beautiful.
And the piano just keeps going.
That's beautiful.
It's really great.
That's major. Yep.
All right, so Jeremy really wants me to introduce you to some like Pokemons.
Okay.
So I know that you're a very religious guy, right?
Well, spiritual.
Spiritual. So what do you think of this Pokemon when it comes to like the creator?
Okay. Okay. Just visually.
Visually, yes.
Okay.
So this is the god Pokemon of the Pokemon world.
Okay, that feels demonic to me.
If it's in mind to you,
Show him Giratina.
Yeah.
Show him Giratina. So that's supposed to be God.
Okay, well now with
God.
them horns.
You would
That
think
looks
so,
like, that
right?
looks like the devil.
Well, no, we'll show you the devil.
this is the.
So that's the devil.
This is a child.
And there's two different forms of
Okay,
it. When
that,
it's
looks like a
Are you
dragon.
hip to this too?
That
No,
looks-
I am
that looks
so
dark.
like.
He had a horrible childhood.
All this.
He had a horrible
Pokemon.
childhood. His
I'm
parents
gonna
beat
leave
him.
this in their
That's dark
area.
too.
I'll
Dark
stick
too?
over
Yeah.
here by
This is
myself.
the actual
But Han
darkness
knows his
Pokemon.
shit.
That's what?
This is actual darkness Pokemon.
Okay, so Pokemon is dark.
Pokemon has a whole lore,
There's a
bro.
whole
There's a
bunch
whole
of different
creation
Okay,
theory.
okay, so there must be a certain undertone of darkness in Pokemon.
Well, it's dogfighting for sure.
No, but
so
this must be. I don't know who created Pokemon. But I'm
The
just letting you
Japanese.
know. the energy behind Pokemon is demonic. I'm letting you know.
Do you think that's why it sells so well?
Listen, perhaps.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wow.
And can you
Because
draw
I'm just
that
letting you
parallel to
know,
the music industry?
Just to look at those images and to know that this has been penetrating kids for generations. My God energy, not my mind, my gut, which is my God energy that comes from source, is telling me that that is demonic. And the foundation of Pokemon or the people behind it are non-believers. They don't believe in God. They must be atheists because that's a dark vibration. Pokemon is dark. Now I'm not, this is not rehearsed.
No, for
I've never
sure.
seen Pokemon in my life, but you just showed me 3 demonic images.
Just so you know, we were just fucking with you, but only Chris Anokute could take a whole thing and break it down, flip it on us.
Well, I'm letting you know. I need to do some, but now I want to do some research on who created Pokemon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where Pokemon came from, who those individuals are, and what was their vision behind the art and why Pokemon. But I'm letting you know, those are dark images.
So this is
Yeah.
the darkness
Do you
Pokemon.
can you draw a parallel between the darkness
Dark.
in Pokemon and maybe the darkness in the music
Style
industry?
Pokemon.
Well, listen.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
This is a god
So
Pokemon.
a few months
What time
ago,
we got? What time we got?
Oh, it's definitely time for you to go. We gotta wrap.
we sat him down with a rocket scientist for like an hour just talking about Pokemon.
Ooh, he said.
So funny. That
Do
interview
you know who
was
Billy
hilarious.
Carrington is?
No,
What's his name?
oh, I know the name. Oh, yeah,
Billy Carson.
Yeah, the black guy.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Sat him
science.
down there and like,
Listen, that's...
he thought he was talking about some other shit, and the whole time he talked about Pokemon.
Well, I appreciate this conversation because now it actually makes sense that all these kids are being. I don't know what the themes of Pokemon are, so let me not speak on behalf of it. But I need to do some investigation now because all those images you showed me,
Scoot over.
for me, were dark and demonic.
Scoot over a little bit.
Yeah.
What time have we got?
We're ready.
Chris,
Yo,
thank you for
let's
joining
wrap.
us,
Yo,
man.
can we
Listen.
say can we do the
kinetic
outro?
thing real quick.
Simplistic.
We'll do that
Let's
after.
go.
Yo,
Let's do that.
No,
after.
that was great. That was great. I appreciate
yo,
it.
it was first of all, it was one of my favorite episodes of all
We
time.
can sit here for hours.
Yeah, we could.
Just
JG.
just kick it, bro. It's amazing.
Love you, bro.
I love you, buddy, bro.
Love you, bro.
I love you so much. Thank you for being such a good supporter and always being in my corner.
Always
and,
will, bro.
And I know you got to run
And
to
I
a
tell
meeting.
Jeremy, I'm gonna say this for the record. You ain't gotta prove anything to nobody, bro.
I appreciate that.
No, honestly, you're a unicorn. God has given you a gift. You're a light. You've always been a light since the day I met you. You know, I appreciate the love, the camaraderie, the offers. I don't want anything from you.
No, we do.
You could write me $1 million check.
Before
I
you
never
get out of
want.
here.
I just love you. I want to know that you're healthy mentally, emotionally,
Thanks, man.
spiritually.
I am.
And that you continue to just be great at creation and spread love and just spread love and just spread love. And if we could eat at the table together.
Oh, we gonna eat at the table.
I like good food. It's not about eating together. It's just about knowing that you're continuing to prosper. So love you, bro.
Wow.
Bro, my man. Oh, my man, I appreciate you coming.
Clap it up, guys.
With that being said, thank you guys
you
for
so
Chris.
much.
I love this. I think we need to bring more music guests on. Like, it's dope.
Chris Anokute, everybody.
You ready? Ready when you walk.
I spent time in the game.